For me, honestly, like I just wanted to get lost. We use this quote on the website. It says, it's from Herman Melville. He says, "It is not down on any map, true places never are." And so that was the idea, was to find true places, true people, hear sounds I never heard before, smell smells I never smelled before, and just go. So I spent 3 months kind of just getting as lost as I could, backpacking, and ended up at the end in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was about the 5th day we were sort of just poking our noses where it didn't belong, found a military encampment that was beating former child soldiers. It was treating them as enemies of the state. And that was sort of the beginning. I mean, we freaked out. We'd just never seen anything like this before. I really hadn't ever heard of this sort of thing happening in this capacity, at least. And just sort of calling everybody we knew, like, you got to get these kids pulled out, you got to get these kids pulled out. And no one would return our phone calls because we're just 26 and we don't have like credentials or influence. We hadn't studied these things. And so because no one would return our phone calls, we spent the next 8 hours just swapping stories. And like, you know, you're dealing with people who are very, very different than you, right? I grew up in San Diego, like went to University of Austin, was traveling the continent because I wanted to. They were taken at 8, at 10 forced to kill, at 12 they're being beaten. Like dramatically different lives, but you're sitting there and it's like, we feel hunger the same way. I mean, we feel thirst the same way, like we laugh at the same jokes, although there's like a 30-second delay because of the translator. You know, we missed our families the same way. Like, the differences were real for sure, but the commonalities were like overwhelming. So we spent the next few weeks meeting with everyone involved in creating the violence. Like the warlords, rebel leaders, the politicians, the victims, the you know, different people handling checkpoints. Like we sat down with everyone perpetuating violence and asked, why is it happening? Who's funding you? Who's behind this? What's it going to take to stop it? Just sort of like going for it. I mean, and made a lot of mistakes, I think, and we're a little bit of cowboys. We just had no idea that there was a precedent for this kind of behavior, right? I just wanted to know why kids were being hurt. One of my best friends, I was sleeping on his couch, like surviving off his ramen, and he came to me one night with an old vintage whistle. He put it around my neck. He said, "No matter where you go, keep those boys alive in your heart. Keep them at the forefront of this fight."